Hey, I'm Noxinho, and welcome to another episode. Well, this time I am sorry. For some reason, the sound wasn't recorded while I was playing the game, so I just wasted commentary, and we have no sound for the game as well. Eventually, I will realize this issue and I'll fix it, but for the start of the campaign, of the episode, I'll just add post commentary. Sorry for that. Well, last episode, we were attacked by the Takeda, and we counterattacked and took many provinces from them. Two, actually, Mino and Kai. After this, honestly, the whole idea for the following turns is we'll take some territory from them. I'll try to take South Shinano, North Shinano, Hida, and Kai. And after that, I'll try to get a peace agreement because I don't want to get more territory from them. I want to focus on central Japan. And we were also attacked by the Yamana, but these guys will take a while. Like they won't have an army ready to challenge any of our provinces. For now, I'm just sending some shinobi to sabotage and kill some generals that they will send towards us. And in the meantime, I'll get an army ready to defend against the Yamana as well. So yeah, as you can see, I have three armies ready to attack Takeda territory. And yeah, we still have those Homa guys with an army close to our provinces. But we shouldn't really be bothered by that too much. Yeah, I was checking there which territories were belonged to each clan. The Takeda have Echigo and Uzen, and they also have Miyagi province. And we won't take those provinces. We'll stop at Kai, South Shinano, and North Shinano. We also have to keep an eye on the Tsutsui at the central region. We want to avoid being attacked by them while we have lots of enemies to do with. So, and we also have to take care of the public order in our provinces, mainly the ones that we took from the Ikoiki. They tend to be very troublesome. So yeah, I used the daimyo there to take Hida. I was just checking if maybe there was an army close. In this case, I auto-resolved. That was a level 1 castle, so it wouldn't be that useful anyways if we had to defend inside that castle. I decided... Yeah, later I think I decided to have the daimyo set up in an ambush position. I sent the shinobi there to scout ahead. South Shinano was also MC, so... But we couldn't get to that castle in this turn, so I had to just leave the general in the border to avoid winter attrition, and next turn we attacked the castle there. Same thing for Kai, rather North Shinano. We have a general in Kai there with his army, but we won't be able to get to North Shinano in the current turn, so I just left these guys in the border. I set up them in a ambush position as well. Maybe they would send an army and we would be able to ambush them. I recruited some Yaya Shigayo to help with public order. And yeah. We were lucky that the Hojo didn't decide to gang up on us, or the Satomi, they also didn't. So we could focus on the Takeda for now. Yeah, I got another building there, and I was thinking about getting Chonindo, or maybe start working towards the matchlock arts. But I decided to go to Chonindo. It helps a lot with money. We'll need upgraded farms to be able to be self-sufficient when Realm Divide happens. And for that reason, I decided to go for Chonindo instead of matchlocks. In any case, we might finish the campaign before we had either, so it shouldn't matter that much. But for this province, I decided to get the market building because even though we could use Siege Engineer to have it ready when we get matchlocks enabled, it's going to take so long that it's better to just get the market and earn the money from it back. Like, it will pay for itself soon enough. And if necessary, we can just demolish the market building. So it's really not important. Yeah, I decided to set up Daimyo in an ambush position because I couldn't know where their armies were. I didn't really have the information for that. And yeah, I decided to try that. I was also starting to recruit another army. I'm not sure if I did that turn, but I was worried about the Tsutsui there, so I sent another shinobi to just have more info. This is still very early in the campaign, and we already have a very decent territory, and honestly we are pretty well set up. We are also kind of lucky that it seems to me that there aren't any clans that are huge. Like, some clans have plenty of territory, like the Tsutsui and the Yamana, but no one seems to have completely dominated a portion of the map. It's a lot easier to just do it, many different clans, than one huge clan. Actually, that depends, but usually I'd say it's better, at least in the start of the campaign. Yeah, we managed to get an ambush there, and what I decided to do in that battle, we actually had the advantage, like, in pretty much everything except cavalry, but because we got them in an ambush, I decided to just set up normally and have a cohesive formation and fight them that way, because they just wouldn't be able to form up in a decent cohesive line. So it would be better to just do that. We could try something fancy, like having them attacking them from both sides, but it was just too risky, and considering that we had the advantage already, there was no need for it. So I just opted for that safer deployment. I probably it would have worked if we sent our spearmen from both sides. It's likely that we would have won anyways, but I just decided not to take any risks of that nature. Yeah, I think that's the formation that I ended up with. And you'll see that they deployed a lot more to the right of our deployment zone. So, like, that kind of messed up things a bit for me. And they straight ahead sent their cavalry right as the battle started. And for that reason, it was a bit messy for us. I couldn't get everyone in spear wall formation, and that wasn't ideal. But you'll see that after they sent the cavalry, they just kind of stopped and tried to form up in a defensive line. But at that point, we already had the advantage. They were pretty much like in a traffic jam scenario. You can see that there's a massive blob right at their center. So as soon as they got their cavalry, I got the archers to shoot at that blob, and that probably took out many of their units. And we, as I mentioned, we had the advantage anyways, so this wasn't really a contest to begin with. We really had to fuck up everything to even come close to losing that battle. And I feel like this is a lot better for ambushes than trying to do something fancy. I failed many times when I tried to, I don't know, send an army from both sides to take out the enemy. It's a lot better to just take the advantage that you have, which is that you will be able to farm up in a decent formation, and the enemy probably won't. I feel like if I had deployed my troops a bit to the right, we would have gotten better results, but honestly, this is fine. I got to destroy their right wing pretty fast as well. The center is already collapsing, and I decided to send to use stand and fight with the general a bit too close to them, but it didn't matter. It's risky. A single arrow could have taken out the daimyo, but that didn't happen, so it's fine. We tried to shoot their general there and take him out with the archers, but I think he managed to escape. We'll deal with him next turn anyways. And yeah, like, we managed to win the battle very fast. And we took a few casualties, but nothing impressive. I tried to take out as many as possible, as usual, but as we have only the general as our cavalry, I didn't manage to get many of them, but we did it well enough to be able to finish them off next turn. So yeah, as usual, I'll just do the same. Like, I'll try to get a peace agreement with Takeda as soon as possible after I take some provinces that I think are good enough. I won't go further and try to get like Echigo or anything like that because I want some provinces that are very defensible. South Shinano, or actually, North Shinano is pretty defensible, and I really like that province. It has 2 or 3 bridges, I'm not sure, and mountain passes. So like, it's easy to defend. Echigo is a lot more problematic than that, and because I want to take as many provinces as possible in the central region of the country, I also want to avoid capturing territory with that's not going to be particularly useful. Yeah, and we lost like 666 troops, which is interesting. The Hojo are at war with the Shimosa, that's the Satomi actually, and they seem to be winning. They were in a terrible position very, very soon, like a few turns before. It's interesting that they are winning now. We are finally managing to fix up the public order in the former Ikuiki provinces, so that's good for us. Yeah, we managed to attack them next turn and we took them out. Now it's just a simple matter of taking North Shinano. We'll be able to have another army join together, so like simple auto-resolve. And we'll get a peace agreement with them right after that we take South Shinano as well. So yeah, now we'll start moving that army towards the center. But we first have to start to fix up the public order in South Shinano. Yeah, and still have to worry about Tsutsui a bit. The Yamana seemingly spawned an army out of nowhere, so we have to sabotage these guys. We got some archers that we are starting to send there, just in case. And yeah, I think that after this I got a peace agreement with the Takeda. Yeah. We are still considered moderately powerful, which is interesting. I think that because we have only Ashigaru units, we aren't very I don't know, like we are considered weaker than we actually are, which is interesting. It might be the reason as to why we are being attacked by so many people. Like, if we had more power, people wouldn't attack us as often. So it doesn't really matter as long as we are winning. For some reason, the public order in South Shinano was really bad. I was thinking about it, but at the end I decided that we would be able to fix it next turn anyway, so. Another thing that I did, not sure if I started this turn or not, but I set up a rebellion in Hida, just so that we could put it down and get the public order bonus from that, and also level up the general. I think that came later. So yeah, even though I fucked up the audio in this episode, at least I feel like maybe we can get better commentary. Because I can just talk instead of having to play and talk at the same time. And I should learn from this. I wasn't even aware that this could happen. I still don't know why it happened, but I'll keep an eye on that. And it's better than just give up the entire series because of this. Because this is legendary difficulty. I just can't reload, save and play again. I think in that part I was talking about having an army going back and forth from Kai and Suga, and it's exactly what I did eventually, because I was worried about the Hojo, and I kind of had to defend both Suga and Kai, and I decided that the best way to do that was just try to gamble and keep sending an army back and forth. And there I probably was talking about Hida and that I want to set up a revolt there and get another a bit of XP for the general and fix the public order there. There really isn't a lot to think about in the matter of skills for the generals in this playthrough. We'll focus on the ones that improve morale for the Ashigaru, as we'll only have Ashigaru units, except for the cavalry and the general, obviously. And then we sent a Metsuke towards South Shinano to help with public order, which is going to fix it next turn. We only needed a single point to fix it, so. Now, as soon as we get Master Armor finished, we'll start recruiting Oda along the Ashigaru with great armor, and these guys are beasts, pretty good units. I think I also decided to try to get an agreement with a clan so that I could start building the upgrade for the castle there. Not sure if I did this that turn or in the next one. Yeah, very soon we'll get a upgrade for the farms that we need to start improving them, and it will help out with money. Yeah, we got through the agreement with the Homa. I think that I tried to get like 2,000 from them, but only got like 1,100 maybe. Yeah, it's enough for the castle upgrade, at least. We have plenty of resources. You can see there in this trade goods that we can trade with other clans. Still, it seems that no one really wants to pay a lot for our goods. Probably because we are quite hated by everyone, because we got some diplomacy penalties, I think, from betraying one alliance, which probably happens when the Takeda declared war on the Saito and we didn't help them. But at the time, it was the best thing to do. Like, we really couldn't risk going to war with the Takeda there at that point. But that's the problem with vassals and allies. Like, it's really tough to make some calls sometimes when you have to commit to helping them in case of war. So I probably should have avoided that and just. But I wanted to start with 2 vassals. I knew the risks, but the safer option would probably just take out the Tokugawa and the Saito as soon as possible. Then we don't have to worry about keeping the alliance. Yeah, I'm setting up the rebellion there in Hida, and we will use that to level up the general. But I need to wait another turn because the general isn't there, and I don't want to risk losing the settlement. So for now, I'm going to exempt that province. I'll set up the rebellion next turn. Yeah, we got call to arms, which is going to help a lot. We are starting to recruit units, and yeah, that's going to help. We'll be able to replace our archers very quickly because of that, with improved accuracy archers. Another monk. And we'll be able to control North Shinano and these newly acquired provinces very quickly. They aren't that troublesome, and I'm probably talking again about having a general cycling back and forth from Suga and Kai, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And now I'll send the general close to the castle at Hida to have him ready to fight a rebellion. I'm still worried about the Yamana, but it seems that they don't have another army close, so it's fine for now. Yeah, luckily we have plenty of agents that can help with public order, so these newly acquired provinces won't be a problem for too long. And we have decent shinobi as well, so we'll be able to sabotage these guys, and as soon as we have an army ready, we can just start sending these better archers to our actual armies. This is kind of a placeholder army. And yeah, there's another detachment of the Yamana coming, but nothing very impressive. At this point, I probably decided to... Yeah, I sent that army, started sending them towards Wakasa, and we still have a disconnected territory because we don't have Ise to connect Omi and Owari, which is something that I want to solve, but it will depend. we need a decent opportunity to declare war on the Tsutsui. Hopefully, we won't be at war with anyone else at that point. So for now, we'll just bide our time. Here I'm checking the stats of the newly recruited units and the ones that we already have with the daimyo. The ones with the daimyo are slightly better. Not, they kind of have a bit more accuracy as well. No, not really. Except for accuracy, they are better, but we'll still replace them because like the advantages that they have are related to their experience, and so when we get the new recruits up to their experience level, then they will be a lot better. And I'm probably thinking there about which skill I'm going to focus, and I ended up deciding to go for Chonindo because we want the tax income to be above our army upkeep. We kind of have to disregard the trade income. It's going to be wiped out as soon as Realm Divide happens, so it's not something that we can trust. Yeah, we can now get rid of these guys. We already have decent public order in Kai, so we don't need those 2 units. I decided to upgrade the port there, maybe? I'm not sure. It would be useful to get more trade agreements. Yeah, I think I'll end the turn right there. I had the general inside castle just to solve the public order issues, and South Shindano will be fixed next turn, I think. So we can kind of leave these new provinces. A single army can probably guard them well enough. Yeah, the Hojo are destroying the Satomi there, which is interesting. They were almost completely wiped out at the start of the campaign, but they managed to recover. Yeah, because the Satomi lost so much territory, they can't trade with us anymore, so rip. And yeah, the only province that's about to revolt is Hida, and we want that, so I'll just leave the taxation there at the highest possible value, and we'll put down the rebellion with the general, the daimyo, next turn. I'm starting to send upgraded archers to our field armies, and next turn we'll start recruiting the Oda Long Yashigai as well, because we'll have finished the Master Armorer building. We got another Metsuke. It's good that we have a province that has philosophical tradition. We can get Matter Metsuke because of that. And these guys are helping a lot with public order. They will eventually help a lot with taxation as well. They improve pretty decently the taxation in the provinces that they are set up at. Yeah, I think that we got rid of the archers in that army and upgraded them. I left a single unit there. Because these guys have 7 archers. Ideally, I'll have 6 archers. I think 9 Oda Longia Yashigai for everyone. 4 cavalry units. And that's the army composition I'm going for. Usually you would have like 4 archers at best, I guess, at maximum, and more in melee infantry. But because these guys, because they are Shigayo, they have more men than samurai and sohei units. It's not important. I think that they make up in numbers and so you can have like less units, but you end up with a similar number of actual troops because they have 200 per unit. So I feel like it's less necessary to have more infantry units. Yeah, I have some shinobi there to prevent a landing from the Homa, which isn't going to come. At least I don't think it happened this episode. So yeah, like I started cycling back that general from Kai to Suruga and Suruga to Kai. I'm not sure, but it seems to me that the Hojo at that point didn't really have a presence close to Suruga or Kai. I think that they came from Kozuke, when they decided to attack us. Yeah, I'm checking up the Oda Longi Ayashigaru there. They are incredible, very good units. More expensive than the regular Ashigaru, sure, but it certainly is worth it. Yeah, we got the rebellion there in Hida, and we'll be able to put it down. I think this turn. I think it just attacked them. Didn't really wait until they decided to attack us. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We kind of have the advantage in every single scenario except cavalry again. And yeah, we eventually need to start fixing that. I'll recruit cavalry as soon as possible. And I'll do that from the province that has the armorer. Usually I did that from the provinces that have war horses. But I don't know, like I think that the armor is better than the charge bonus. It doesn't really make a difference. Like extra 5 points in charge bonus isn't really that impressive. The extra armor probably is more useful. And like I remember saying that this was such a good defensive position, but we were attacking, so we couldn't really use it. So I had to set up these guys ahead of that mountain there. Because it's always like, ideally we want to rush at the enemy when we have infantry advantage, because they tend to just go towards inside the forest and wait. It's pretty nasty to deal with that sometimes. So I kind of just set up them in a weird formation and fixed it up later. This really was pretty straightforward. I don't think that anything major happened to this battle. Yeah, at the start they kind of ran back and they thought that we were going to go to that forested mountain there. It's lucky that they didn't. I decided to send the general ahead so that I could just kind of force some of their units to attack us, and they decided to shoot us. We took few casualties there. Luckily, the general is very much alive. Yeah, at the end it kind of worked out for us. We had impassable terrain at our left wing, so they couldn't really flank us with the cavalry. I mean, they could if they decided to go the long way, but they didn't. Yeah, they really don't wait, I think. They just charge at us as soon as they could. I had to kind of make a defensive line a bit at the nick of the moment, so it wasn't perfect. least I think that I got everyone in Yagi wall formation. Yeah. That's pretty important, and luckily we managed to do that. Then I got the archers to shoot at their units that were further back. I couldn't get range to attack their archers, which would be ideal to avoid friendly fire. And yeah, pretty much instantly we managed to rout their cavalry at the left wing. I think that they will be able to regroup and, well, be destroyed again. Yeah, the right wing didn't really do a lot. They were completely overwhelmed very, very fast. At this point, I think that we already kind of won the day. Their center has collapsed. The wings have collapsed as well. So it's just a matter of charging up ahead with the spearmen. And yeah, the cavalry managed to regroup, but they were pretty battered at that point. So yeah, as usual, just try to get as many kills as possible. It will be a lot easier when we have more cavalry, but for now we kind of just have to do what we can. Yeah, and that was pretty easy, as expected. It's weird to me that the rebels always have terrible morale. You'd think that if some people went to the effort of like raising a rebel army and trying to take back a province, they would have decent morale, but not really. They are pretty easy to destroy just because they don't really fight a lot. It takes very little to just rout everyone. Yeah, and we got a level up, which was what I wanted really. We can get Ashigaru Commander, which will improve the morale of our Ashigaru units, which is exactly what we want. These guys are pretty much unbreakable. I'm comparing them to the Yaga Samurai there. They have more morale. They will get better because we'll have the long Yaga Ashigaru as well, which have better base morale and everything else. So I think that next turn I'll start replacing the spearmen in the main army for long Yaga Ashigaru. I'm comparing these stats there. These guys, when they join the army, they will have lower morale than the current ones, but it makes the accuracy makes up for it, and as soon as they get to a decent level, they will have more morale as well. So it's an easy trade. Ideally, we would have the Master Bowmaker building, but it would take too long. And the whole idea behind the Oda campaign is that you can just go faster than normal because you don't even have to use better units, like samurai units. We got the farm upgrades, so I'm starting to upgrade the farms that have very fertile soil first, and the ones that have fertile soil. As usual, the idea is to be self-sufficient, money-wise, to be ready for Realm Divide, and we can't rely on trade income at that point. So yeah, and we got another sabotage on that army, which kind of was a mistake. Ideally, I'd want to have them attack us. I should have set up that army in a ambush position, but I didn't. I think that maybe I decided to attack them right there, and Or maybe I did that next turn, I'm not sure. But yeah, thinking about setting up the ambush, but they are sabotaged so they can move, so there's no way that we can capitalize on an ambush. Yeah, we need to destroy armies from the Yamana. I really don't care about the territory. I don't want any provinces that they currently hold. So I'll just keep repelling them and trying to get a peace agreement. Yeah, now we can have only all the upgraded archers to the daimyo, and we'll start sending some archers to our other armies. And yeah, keep cycling these guys back and forth from Kai and Suga. I need to protect both provinces at once, so it's the only way. It's certainly not ideal, but it will work out pretty decently, I feel. I think that I'm just comparing stats there, trying to check how good the Longiai Shigai were. And yeah, like, we are trying to get Chonindo, but it's going to take too long for that. So, can't really rely on that. Gunpowder Mastery is going to take even longer, so it's kind of out of the question. We'll have finished the campaign before we can get any matchlocks, probably. We'll get the one from the Christianity event, but aside from that, not really. It still bothers me that they decided to have that perk, that art, so far away on the tree. By this point, Japan should have been completely littered with matchlocks. I don't know. And they certainly should have better range than archers, so another issue for me with this game. Yeah, I'm deciding there if I want to attack them or not. I think that I left that for the next turn, not sure. No, I went in. Yeah, I think that in this battle I finally realized that I was muted the whole time. So eventually I'll stop talking and the audio will be back. So yeah, like, sorry again for this. I had no idea that this could happen. I don't know why it happened still. Like, OBS decided that it wouldn't record the audio for this episode. I didn't change anything from the last episode, and for some reason this happened. But at least I am aware of that now, and yeah, it shouldn't happen again. It was between doing this and just giving up the whole series and deleting everything, because I can't reload a save and play the game again. In any case, yeah, sorry, and I'll probably be back soon enough. See ya. Pretty bad. Yeah, I can't really do anything about it for now, so just have to pray that it's fine. As usual, I'll just deploy them in the reclining dragon formation, and let's see how they respond. So pretty standard. Yeah, this should be fine. Let's just do this. Send the archers first. Let's deploy the infantry in a single line. We'll have to mirror their formation. Or, yeah, because is this impassable terrain? I'm not sure. At any rate, let's select these guys. Yeah, they decided to break formation. For some reason. Are they shooting the spearmen? No. So they are in a terrible formation. We should actually attack them. If we can get there in time. Yeah. We should attack them. Yeah, I'm not sure we'll get there in time. But we'll be able to at least get better positions. Yeah, we didn't manage to get into spear wall formation. Now we kind of have to get creative. Get these guys to shoot at the center. Get these guys shoot here as well. And they'll start getting the cavalry behind them. Take these guys out of spear wall formation. Oh, they aren't even in spear wall formation. Let's start encircling them. They don't have a proper general, so I don't think that these guys will present much of a challenge. So stop moving, please. Yeah, the archers seem to have eliminated their targets, so that's why they started running around. Yeah, I feel like we got this. We certainly look like the ones that are in a better position. Let's get the general to do something different. I feel like we got some units. Let's start moving towards the center. Yeah. We got them. So let's just send everyone to try to get as many as possible. I feel like we'll be able to wipe many of them out. Because we kind of managed to encircle them. Yeah, this was pretty messy. I decided last minute to charge at them. I feel like we shouldn't have done that. Though, it really looked like a good opportunity. Unfortunately, our troops were too far away to capitalize on that. Yeah, I'm not great, but not terrible either. No, this actually wasn't as close. I'm not sure even why it's close victory. It's pretty weird. Yeah, we managed to give them a very good beating. Will they accept peace now? That would be... They won't. We'll probably like to give them a further beating. I guess another general, why not? So now we can start getting rid of some Yaya Shigaru here and replacing them with long Yaya Shigaru. and send these guys towards this army here. Maybe they will accept this battle. They won't. Just want to see what's inside. Whenever you siege a castle, nah. Sometimes you can siege a castle and request peace, and because they have a castle that's about to fall, they will be more eager to accept a peace agreement. That's a trick that's very good to use. Yeah, let's assign a commission to this guy here. Yeah, we can just wait a bit now and start replacing the armies here. We already have enough to replace everyone that inside our current armies with better bowmen, but we'll start recruiting another army, a fourth army. So that's why I got more archers here. Oh yeah, we should still improve our farms as well. That's also important. Yeah, now we have more enemies. Great. Like, it's pretty stupid. I could just take their capital. It's not going to be enough, I think. To force a peace agreement, that is. So, do I have a shinobi somewhere here? Let's send these guys here. I don't think I need these guys here anymore. Yeah, I don't. These guys I don't think are necessary. Ideally, you'd want them at the provinces that make more money to improve the taxation. Send these guys towards Nobunaga here. Yeah, he's already here. Let's start building an army. Can get rid of more spearmen for better ones. I think I'll get like 9 spearmen, then 4 cavalry units and 6 bow units. Maybe we have too much archers. I'm not sure. I think we can get we are fine having a fewer number of melee infantry, because these guys have all units have 200 men, so it should be fine. Usually when you have like Katana Samurai, they have fewer men, so it's better to have more units. But because we are recruiting Ashigaru only, I'm probably fine with a less infantry units. Yeah, I really want to just see what's happening here, because I could take Izu. Like I certainly could do that, but I don't really want that province. I really want a peace agreement with the Hojo, because I want to attack the Tsutsui still. We can probably do it both though, so not too worried about that. Honestly, as soon as they have the Daimyo's army ready, I feel like we can just start moving again. Yeah, let's take some ninja towards the south. Just so I'm safe, I'll send these guys closer to Kozuke. Why not? I really wanted to give these guys, to beat up these guys again. Just to get them to accept a peace agreement with us. Yeah, they don't want that. Let's see if something happened. That's very weird. Dude, are they coming from Kozuke? No. Oh, actually, yeah, it seems that that's where they are coming from. With a terrible army, nonetheless. Anyways, yeah, we'll have these guys in a good position here. Let's start building cavalry recruitment buildings. The Yamana really are fucking weirdos. I don't want this province. I'm almost tempted to just retreat from this position and just wait until these guys decide to come at us. If they will even try to do that. I'll try to get these guys to set up an ambush. Maybe that way they will come towards us. Because I want to get rid of these stupid assholes, but I can't take territory. Well, I can, but not. I don't want those provinces. I want the provinces here in the center of the country. With these guys, however, I feel like I'll just... This is the daimyo. No. I feel like I'll just leave them here for now. Try to get the daimyo to get rid of... to get rid of some armies. And force a peace agreement as soon as possible. Yeah, it seems that they are coming towards the daimyo. don't know why he's facing back, but it shouldn't matter. Yeah, I'll end the episode here. I'm just looking at the situation to be ready for the next time. Yeah, they will probably attack us. They shouldn't. They have a terrible army. It's a river crossing, but they probably will. If we can destroy this army, maybe we can force a peace agreement. And yeah, because then when you have peace agreements with the clans surrounding us, I'll start moving towards the center, and I'll attack the Tsutsui. I'll get as many provinces from them as I can. Seems that they are conquering everything here. But maybe not everything, but they are making progress there. I really want the provinces in the central region, at least Setsu, Ki, Kawachi, Ise, Yamato, and then I'll take Kyoto. That's the plan at least. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks a lot. See ya.